What's up, YouTube? Sitting here at a delivery, sitting here in the dock, getting unloaded at a JLG plant, delivering some CHEP totes. You know, CHEP makes pallets. They also make like plastic bins for like companies that handle bolts and welding supplies and all that. And that's usually what I do, is deliver that stuff, light stuff. We're sitting here getting unloaded now, and I wanted to make a video. Gotta put the chapstick on. Been watching a lot of videos lately, and man, there's been a lot of information out there. If you're new to trucking or you want to get into trucking, there's not an excuse why you should be lost. You know, if you're thinking about it before you do it, or if you're new and you're already doing it, there's a lot of places you can check. YouTube is very helpful nowadays. Go to Facebook. Now there's everything. It's not just YouTube. You know, you got Facebook, you got Snapchat, you got Instagram, Twitter. There's plenty of truck drivers out there putting content that you should look up. You know, I've only made 1 or 2 videos, and I'm not, you know, and still don't have the hang of it. But there's guys out there that have been doing it for a while that have put out good info. You know, I've met somebody that I met in YouTube, and I actually met him in person, which is his name is Matt, the little guy trucker. You look him up. I met him, and he's a real cool dude, you know. And I met a buddy of his. His name is William. They call him Lil Dog. The other one was Mr. Sinister. And these are all cool dudes, man. They're putting good content out there. They, you know, people that are willing to help out in anything they can. And not too long ago, I seen that, you know, since I followed the little guy, he has a buddy of his. His name is Ike Stevens, and they have a group, a Facebook group called STA, Super Truckers of America. And I've never been in a group or none of that. I've been driving 8 years, and you know, I was just born and raised in trucks, so that's something I've always known. So when I came to the industry by myself, on my own, I had a pretty good idea. Like I said, I was born and raised in trucks, but there was still a lot of information that I learned from all these guys that I still do, and I watch these guys on a normal basis. I keep up with them in any way I can, because sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's informational. You know, you learn a lot of stuff. You do. It's never enough. There's always room for learning. So if you really want to learn, or if you really have questions, there's plenty of people out there. Don't be afraid to call them. Don't be afraid to comment on their videos, inbox them. These guys are willing to help you out. They're putting content out there for you to understand. You know, they answer a lot of your questions. They'll help you out. A lot of these guys can lead you to a good company. You know, a lot of these guys can help you make a decision. A lot of these guys are out there doing what they can to get trucking, you know, like it once was. You know, a lot of times I've seen there's a couple different groups. You know, there's a couple different groups out there, and I've seen sometimes that they be going at each other, and I think that's what everybody's sick of. You know, another guy I follow, his name is Big Cat Trucker. He made a video about that. He made actually 1 or 2 about, we shouldn't be going at each other. We're all doing the same thing. We're all here moving the country. That's what we're doing. We're providing goods for the country. And just because we have different opinions, or we dress differently, or we act differently, doesn't mean that we need to go at each other. Everybody has their own opinion, you know. I personally I've seen a lot of groups, and I personally like, you know, certain ones. You know, it's just me, and I try to keep my nose out of all of them, but I hear a difference. You know, I agree with what some say, I agree with what some others say. It's just the way it is. But we're all here doing the same job, and we all need to respect each other, because if we're all, you know what I mean, like I could be going down the road, driving down the road, and I see one of these guys that I follow on YouTube, something broken down, I'm gonna pull over and find out what's going on and find out if I can help in any way. We're all out here to help each other. We're all here doing one job, and it's moving the country, and that's it. We should all be looking out for each other. And if we think differently, so what? So what? We're all going to have different opinions. You know, some have been out here longer than others, so you're bound to learn. But it all matters about your the humbleness, you know, your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what others think. But if you have that attitude that, hey, man, I respect your decision, I respect your thing, then that's you. You know? There's a lot of things out here that people do that I don't agree with, but that's not up to me to tell them what to do and all that stuff. Hey, I have my own belief. I was born and raised in this, so I know what I need to do. And doesn't mean I know it all, because like I said, I follow these guys and I pick up bits and pieces of how I can become better. Because not just because I've been out here my whole, you know, since I was a kid, traveling everywhere doesn't mean I know it all. There was a point of time a couple years ago when I was just like, I didn't care. This was a job, and I just didn't care. You know, people used to tell me, oh, you're a truck driver, and I used to be like, whatever. Like, I just didn't care. But it was maybe about 2 years ago when I started realizing, and I started looking at videos of different truck drivers. I started seeing what truck drivers, what they really mean, what the job that we do is important. You know, and I started thinking differently. My mind started thinking different. I started acting differently. Even though I was born and raised in this industry, it got to me. I just took it for granted. And now I started seeing it differently. I did. I was how we're all out here doing one job, how we're all out here, we should follow each other, we should help each other out any way we can, we should comment on each other's videos, try to help each other out, try to help rookies out. You know, I used to have this mentality where rookies be out here and I'd be like, oh, you idiot, you know, whatever. Hey, man, I once was, and a lot of these guys, you know, not everybody was fortunate like me that they taught me how to drive a truck when I was young. My parents, my dad, my grandfather. So I had to get that in my head that not everybody was fortunate like that. Some people had to pay to go to school thousands of dollars. And you know what I mean? My respects to them people. Now I see it differently, that since I was born and raised in this, maybe I have a little bit more experience. I need to take time out of me and go help these people out. Give them any information I can. If I see them struggling backing up, I should get out. Why not try to help them out instead of criticizing? That ain't gonna get it anywhere. They're just gonna make the industry worse than it is. We should all be out here helping each other out. You know, I always carry in my truck. I own my truck, so I always carry in my truck a long sleeve t-shirt, sweatpants, and boots. If something happens to my truck, I throw on my long sleeve t-shirt on top of what I'm wearing. I slip on my sweatpants, put on my boots, and go to work. So just like that, I see somebody on the roadside of the road, I've changed my attitude that I'm going to help them out any way I can, you know, because I started looking at it differently. Thanks to a lot of guys that I've been watching on YouTube, you know what I mean? The influence it's had on my perspective to look at things, that we shouldn't be so quick to judge, you know what I mean? Anybody wants to do whatever they want to do, hey man, more props to them. And if I can help them out, hey, that's what I'm here for. That's what we're all should be here for. So if you're new to trucking, or if you're thinking about trucking, there's plenty of info out there. Check these guys out. Check them out. They're always willing to help, willing to answer questions. You know, they work for big companies. A lot of these guys work for big companies that they can help you get a job. You know, me myself, I work for a real small company, real small mom and pop place. We only have about 15 trucks. You know, I'm leased onto them. They have about maybe 10 company trucks and like 5 owner operators leased on. And I like it that way. You know, big companies I don't have nothing against. And I probably only worked for about maybe 2 big companies, and it was okay. It was okay. I don't have nothing against. But I like the small companies. You know the bosses, the owner. So yeah, a little bit more one-on-one. But hey, I'm good where I'm at. I make good money where I'm at. I do pretty good. I own my truck. I've been doing it for a long time, and I like it. I like it. But it's also my duty, since I've been out here an owner operator for a long time, that you do see these guys. I've ran into guys in truck stops where they're new lease operators, or they're just getting into it, and I have any information I can, any information I can show them. I have my phone blows up a lot from friends that I have. They're calling me, hey, how do you do this with the brakes? I learned a lot when it comes to fixing a truck. I do pretty much all my work. I don't think anybody touches my truck. It's very rare. And I think that's where I can help. I can show a guy, hey man, you can do this to your truck. Hey man, you can save $100 by doing this. Do it yourself. Do this, do that. And I understand maybe not all of them can do it, because a lot of these guys that have the lease operator trucks, the companies, I guess they have to work on it because of warranty reasons. I don't know how that works. I've never got into that. I bought my truck my own. But that's what we should all be doing. We should all be trying to help each other out. And hopefully that everybody succeeds, There's a drought. There's not enough drivers out here. And I think a lot of them is because the experiences they go through, a lot of them. They'll come out here, get with the wrong company, they run you, they don't make good money, or you get misled. They give you the wrong info, you're going to make X amount of money where you're really not going to make the best money when you first start. It's not going to happen. So that's why before you get into anything, or you're thinking about it, get with these guys. They'll be upfront with you. They can help you. They can send you to companies that make decent money, that can get you your license before you make mistakes. That way you at least have a clear mind, or expectations of what you're going to run into when you're out here. It's not that simple when you come out here, or when guys, if you're a lease operator or you own your own truck, give as much info as you can to these guys that go from company driver to lease operator, from company to owner operator. That way they're not stuck, that way they don't, they don't go through what you went through. If you can help in any way, hey man, that's what it's all about. It's all about helping each other out. We're out here doing one job. That's it, one job. And we're all doing it for the same reason. Some of us have been in this forever, so we love it. Some of us do it for the money. Me personally, I just, like I said, since I was a kid, I've been in a truck, so this is what I know. I went to diesel school for 3 years. I took welding school, so I tried to stay away from driving and try to go into a shop. Worked in a shop for a while, but just got bored. Started seeing all the trucks driving down the road, and I'm like, man, I gotta get into a truck. So I did, and I love it. I'm out here because I love this. So if I can help anybody out, I know I do. When I'm on the road, shippers, when I'm unloading somewhere at a truck stop, my mind has changed. It has changed. It wasn't like that. I'm not saying I was always like that, but it has changed. My attitude has changed, that no, we're gonna help out the newbies out here. We're gonna, for them to succeed, just because they're new out here, like old heads say, oh, look at these rookies, whatever. Fine, man, but if you know so much, then hey, man, put your 2 senses into it and use them to work for something positive and try to help them out. Not everybody was born knowing everything. So if we're out here doing a job and you're so good at it, take the initiative, show them, help them any way they can. If they have a good attitude and they want to learn, go right ahead. That's what we should be doing. So we can basically transitions. We got older drivers retiring, transitioning. The new ones coming in, have a good experience. Show them. Not everybody, just because they're coming in and they work for Swift or whatever, oh, he's an idiot. Hey man, I understand the reputation some companies have, but that's not up to us to judge. You know what I mean? Every driver, every company has a good driver, and every company has a bad driver. So it's just the way it is. they can't all pay for it. So we should be trying our best to help everybody out here because we're doing one job. And if you really, really care about this industry, you would be doing that. And that's, you know, what a lot of groups do. They help each other out. They talk to each other. They treat each other like they've known their whole life. You know, they talk to each other, you know, and they just met each other through Facebook. You know, it's just the way it is. Or through YouTube. That's what it's all out here. Use this for the positive. Use this as an advantage to reach out to others, to show them, to teach them, so that way they have a successful career. It's just the way it is. So, anyway, I got to get out of here. I think I'm empty and I got to go pick up a load. So, everybody stay safe out there and keep on trucking, you know. Try to help each other out, and any information you have that is important, not about your job necessarily, but about trucking period, that you think can help anybody out, push it forward. It's just the way it should be. All right, everybody stay safe. God bless.